This is Mattie Stevens, and I'm the interviewer for the Midwife project, Scott Ford project. I will be interviewing Miss Ashelee, and Ashelee, give us your last name.
Singleton. Ashelee
Singleton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we are in St. Louis, Mississippi, at her home. Okay, and I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit more about her living in this area and how long later. But today is March 25th, 2018. Hi, Ashelee.
Hello.
Okay. All right. I just want to get to know you.
Okay.
Okay.
My name, like she said, is Ashelee Singleton. Did you want me to spell it out?
Yeah. Go ahead and spell it.
Ashelee. Singleton. Singleton.
Okay.
I currently live in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. I'll be 30 a little later this year, but I'm originally from Madison, Mississippi. That's where I grew up. I went to school at Madison Central, and then I ended up moving my junior year to St. Louis, Missouri, and graduated from Pattonville High School in Maryland Heights, Missouri. After that, I went to college at USM, University of Southern Mississippi. That's where I met my husband, and
you can give us his name.
Yeah, Marcus Singleton, and he's actually from Bay St. Louis. That's what brought me here. But after college, we moved to Los Angeles, California, and we lived there for maybe about a year, a little over a year, before we ended up coming back to Bay St. Louis, and we've been living here ever since. We got married in 2014. And since then, since we moved back, I've worked in sales a little bit, and just recently, within the last 3 years, started teaching. So I'm a 4th grade teacher right now. I teach reading and English language arts to 4th graders, which I really enjoy. Just recently, I got accepted to Tulane Law School. So this next year I'll be going to law school. So
beautiful. Yeah,
really excited about that, and just excited about that opportunity. So my son currently is 5 months old, and we did use a midwife, which we really enjoyed the experience. When we found out that we were pregnant, we didn't find out the sex or the gender of the baby, so we found out that he was a boy when we had him. And we talked about using a midwife. My sister, I guess I should say that too. I have 3 sisters. My older sister is 2 years older than me, and she currently lives with her husband in China. And she has 2 sons. I have 2 nephews. And then I have 2 younger sisters. One of my sisters is 20, and the other one is 11 or 12, sorry. So, my older sister, she, of course, had children before me, so she was very, very vocal, which she always is, about, using midwives and, the natural type of thing, using as many natural things, and she talked to me a lot about cloth diapers and, just different things like that, because that was kind of the route that she went. And so when we first found out she told us to watch The Business of Being Born. So that was like one of the first things that we did after we found out, was watch that. And I mean, it had a lot of good information. It really kind of made us think about how things are normally done and what's the norm, and maybe how the norm isn't always just better just because it's the norm. So it really got us, to start thinking outside of the box as far as what we wanted for our experience. So, we decided to get a midwife. For a good part of the pregnancy, I did have just a regular doctor, but we eventually found the midwife we wanted and decided to go with her.
What is her name?
Her name is Wendy Shaw.
Okay. Wendy Shaw.
Wendy Shaw.
Shaw. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she live in this area?
She did. And actually, we had such a good experience after we delivered. We were like telling her, raving to her about how, great the experience was. And for all of our other children, we want her to deliver all of our children. And she goes, well, I was waiting to tell you, but I'm moving to Alabama. And I was like, oh, no. So, yeah, midwives are not very easy to find around here. I think she was the only one down here. I don't know of any other midwives, so
Okay.
I don't know what we will do for our next one, but
Okay, I may be able to help you with that.
okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about your work.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and a little bit about school. Okay, what about religion?
My husband and his family are actually Catholic.
Okay.
I grew up Baptist, so I am currently like in between.
Okay.
Right now I go to the Catholic Church, St. Rose, right around the corner, and just in between right now.
Okay.
As far as am I going to convert? So we can raise our child Catholic. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was telling my sister that most people are Catholic on the Gulf Coast.
Yes, yeah, it was. I always laugh. I have a friend, one of my good friends from college, who's from here as well. I tell her it's just the ignorance, I guess, because when I moved to Hattiesburg, she was like my first friend from this area. And I didn't really know any black people that were Catholic until I met her. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess just the culture is not very prevalent in Madison, Mississippi.
Right.
So that was definitely different. So it's funny that I end up marrying someone who is Catholic from the coast. So.
My brother, our only brother, married into a Catholic family.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, they live in Pascagoula.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the midwife Stacy Ruffkin? Stacy Ruffkin.
I don't know.
She lives in Alabama.
Okay.
But she serves the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Okay. So does she come out this way, or how does that work?
I will be interviewing her after you.
Okay.
I've got to call her, and she's going to call me and let me know where to come.
Oh, wow. Good. Yeah, we need to line somebody up just in case. It might be a few years, but
yeah. Okay. All right. So tell me about your experience with the midwife. What are some of the things you did all along the way and after the birth? And...
Yeah. So our midwife is a nurse midwife. So the OBGYN that I was originally going to, she was a part of that same practice. So the doctor that I was originally seeing, when I switched to midwife, I just went to the same place. It's just I saw her instead of seeing him.
Was that in Jackson?
In Gulfport.
Gulfport.
In Gulfport. Okay. Yeah. So I would meet with her and we would talk, and she was just very open to us kind of, going the natural route as much as possible and avoiding interventions as much as possible, and we seem to be on the same page about
when you say interventions,
like getting an epidural or anything like that.
Pain.
Pain medicine, inducing labor, and stuff like that. I specifically wasn't interested in any of that kind of stuff. If it could at all be avoided. So so she seemed like she was on the same page with us and communicated well with us. And when I went into labor, I'll kind of talk about that.
Okay.
Like I said, I am a teacher.
Okay.
So towards the end of my pregnancy, it was always the joke that like my water was gonna break at school in front of the kids. So it was like I was slightly nervous about that I would like get to fussing or something and then my water would just break and I would be so embarrassed, which kind of happened and kind of didn't. Okay. So the day my water broke, I was at school and I actually stepped outside of the classroom, looking into the classroom, of course, but in the hallway to talk with my partner teacher. I teach reading and language, and my partner teaches math and science and social studies. Okay. So I stepped outside the classroom to talk to her for a second and ask her something, and I went to the restroom. And when I came back, I said, I don't know if my water broke. I don't think so. And she goes, well, what was it like? And I was like, well, it was kind of clear, and it wasn't a lot, though. When your water broke, was it a lot? And she was like, well, and then I stopped to say something to the kids, and then I was like, oh, no. And it just, and my water from there, that's when it broke. I ran to the bathroom, and we actually have a nurse on campus. So they called the nurse, and she came to, the bathroom where I was and had a wheelchair for me and wheeled me on all through. So, and all the teachers were coming in, oh my gosh, you have your baby. And so it was pretty exciting, pretty fun experience.
But the kids didn't get a chance to see your water break.
The kids didn't see it, yeah. Okay. So that's why I said it's kind of both. It happened at school, but it wasn't embarrassing like I thought it would be. So, or was hoping for. So, but yeah, my partner teacher told them, of course, because they were, where did Miss Singleton go? And they go, well, she's about to have her baby. And they're cheering, so excited, she tells me. But, so I, this was probably around like 12 or 1 or something like that when that happened. And, let me back up just a little bit too. The weekend before I had my son, was homecoming at USM. And I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Incorporated, and I crossed at USM. And so this was our big 10-year, like our big 10-year celebration. Right. All of my line sisters were coming, pretty much, just a lot of us, but a lot of us were there. And so I really wanted to go. So I talked to the midwife before, all this happened. And I said, can I go? And she was like, oh, yeah. She was like, it'll be fine, just go, have a good time, And so I went, and I mean, it was a lot of walking, and like, I was like super pregnant. So, it was a lot of walking and hanging out, but I hung in there, we had a good time. And I had been telling my baby, I was like, if you could just make it past homecoming, just let me go to homecoming. And so my baby was very patient and very obedient, and he, followed directions and waited. So that was that weekend that I went to homecoming. So that next Wednesday is when my water broke. Okay. So during school. So beautiful. So yeah. I called my midwife after, and we had just asked her that weekend before, like. Well, my husband actually asked because he. And
this is Miss Shaw, right?
Yes, Miss Shaw. Asked her so when it happens, what do we do? Like, do we go to the hospital right away? Do we and she was just really relaxed, which I liked. We both loved that about her. Like, after we would come up with all these questions to ask her, and Miss Shaw, and when we would talk with her, I mean, it was like she was able to answer it, and we were kind of just put at ease, like, okay, well, now we have a plan. So she told us, when my water breaks, to just call her, and we would see how things were going, because it could be that sometimes people have contractions first, that she was explaining to us. Sometimes people have contractions first, and then their water breaks, and sometimes their water breaks, and then they have contractions. So just kind of play it by ear. So after my water broke, we called her, and I was fine. Like, I wasn't having contractions or anything. So she was like, well, yeah, if you guys feel more comfortable, you can go home. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just stay at home and kind of relax and, wait. So that's what we did. So we came home. And like I said, this was around like 1 or so when my water broke. So we came home and we stayed. And I didn't really start having contractions. I was cleaning and, packing and walking around. And so it just got later and later. It was like 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And so we called her, and she was like, well, if you don't start really having contractions by 8, then y'all probably just need to go ahead and head to the hospital. Let's just make sure to keep an eye on everything. So that's what we did. Around 8 o'clock, I was still fine. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I felt a little bit, but nothing big. So we went ahead and headed there. Another funny part of it all is when my water broke, I called, my family, let everybody know what's going on. And I called my grandma, and well, I don't know if it was a text or I can't remember. Anyway, but some kind of way, somebody reached out to my grandma and let her know. And next thing, so I go, well, we'll just let you know what's going on. We'll update you. I'm not really having contractions, you know. And she calls me again, and she's like, okay, we're in Hattiesburg. And I'm like, Hattiesburg? So she was already on her way, okay? Like, there was no stopping her from coming. Her, my granddaddy, they were in the car. They were already here before I even knew they were coming. So the funny part that I always tell people is, my grandma and granddaddy made it to the hospital before we did. They were there waiting by the time we got there. So we got there around 8 or 9 or somewhere around there, and got checked in and everything, and I was still fine.
What hospital did you use?
Garden Park.
In Gulfport?
In Gulfport.
Okay.
Garden Park in Gulfport Medical Center.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we were just kind of hanging out, and at this point, Wendy was just the midwife. She was just like, well, just let me know. I let them know that you're coming, and, you know, just let me know, you know, how things are going. They'll be updating me and stuff, too. So, they came in, they checked me. At this point, I was like 3 centimeters dilated. So, and I was fine. So, I'm a first-time mom. I had watched a lot of, like, YouTube videos and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is 3 centimeters? I might do pretty good. So I was kind of excited because I was like, okay, I can make this. Maybe I could do it. So, yeah, from there, it was getting kind of late, so my grandparents left, and my husband and I were just there, and we just hanging out. And then I would say probably around 11, things started getting pretty real, where it was, yeah, I was like, okay, this kind of hurts. So yeah, we just labored through, and I watched, like I said, I watched a lot of videos and read a lot of blogs and different things, and, you know, people like screaming, and, you know, you always just see like stuff on TV where people are like, ah, and all that. And I don't know, that just wasn't me. Like, I was just, like, focused, like, laser focused.
Okay.
And just breathing, and a lot of breathing and stuff like that. And so we made it through. When I got to maybe around 8 centimeters, that's when Wendy, the midwife, came.
Okay.
And she stayed from 8 to 10, you know, and then 2 when we, of course, pushing and all that. And she just kind of let me do my thing. And I appreciated that. Like, she let me do my thing. It wasn't like, you know, you have to sit like this. You have to lay like this. Okay, it's time to push, you know, lay down or anything like that. She just let me go, you know, and just encouraged me. And it was just a really, really good experience. Okay. It really was.
And your husband was through it all.
Oh yeah.
He said he's a poster boy for.
He was definitely, you know, supportive, and like I said, it was tough for him and I too, but it was tough for him too because we hadn't gotten any sleep. Like, the last time we slept was the night before. Okay. And so then my water broke, like I said, around like 1 or 2 that day, 12 or somewhere around there. And I didn't have any contractions really, and we were kind of just hanging out all the way up until that night. So then that night, we didn't sleep any of that night. He was born at 7:50 the next morning. How about that? So, I mean, we didn't get any sleep. So, I mean, I felt bad for him because, I mean, he had to be a trooper to try to stay awake because I know he was sleepy. And I always would say, like, I would be asleep too if I wasn't having contractions. I would be asleep as well, but I was going through some things. So, but yeah. So my husband laughs too, and he says, you know, she would tell you that like you were almost there and stuff, and you weren't almost there. Like she was just encouraging you, I think, because it wasn't, you know. And he's pretty funny too. His experience too was pretty funny because he just talks about. Tell me a bit about it. Oh yeah, about him.
He and his experience.
Oh yeah. He's such a funny guy, but he talks about the experience of like being able to see it, you know, from the very beginning, he was like, I could just see from when I could just barely see like a nickel size of his hair
right.
to his whole head, you know, coming out and stuff. And he always talks about how it was so shocking to him that when Marcus Jr., my son's head came out, that he didn't cry.
Right.
And he says, like, you know, it was so weird. He was like, because his head was out, the rest of his body was still in. He was like, I don't know, I just expected that he would be crying as soon as he came out. And he was like, but no, he didn't start crying until all of him came out. And then once his whole body came out, then he started to cry.
Okay.
So he always talks, he was like, that was just so interesting to see. It's just a little head just sitting there and not crying or anything. Yeah. So
he was probably a little skittish, you know, as to whether he was
yeah.
awake.
Oh yeah, the nurses talked about that too. They would say they would come in and they would go, the look on your husband's face, like when all this was happening. So yeah, because I don't know what he was looking like. I was like, laser focus.
He was concerned probably even if he was alive, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
because they used to have to spank him.
And I think at this point, I think that attests to the type of midwife that Wendy was, because I don't think he was that concerned. I think he felt pretty confident in what Wendy was, you know, how she was kind of doing things, you know. I think he felt pretty confident that if there was a problem, she would know, you know. And she was so cool and like collected about the whole situation that, you know, I think he just expected that as soon as he saw his head that he would start crying, but he didn't realize that, like, no, he waited. I don't know. Anyway, so that was interesting. Yeah, he waited. So at that point when he came out, that's when we found out he was a boy. And actually, his name was Marley throughout pretty much my entire pregnancy. We didn't find out the gender, and so our child's name is gonna be Marley either way, whether it was a girl or a boy.
Okay.
Because my name is Ashelee and his name is Marcus, so we were gonna do Marley. Okay. So, but we had a deal probably around 6 or 7 months. We decided that my husband's birthday is October 17th. Okay. So we decided that if the baby was born on his birthday and was a boy, that it would be Marcus Jr. Okay. After him. But we laughed because we're like, there's no way he's going to be born on your birthday. Like, it's not going to happen. And be a boy, that's not going to happen. So, like I said, the 17th passed and it went by and there was no, you know, contractions. Everything was fine. And then the 18th came and then my water broke. And so, pretty much what happened was when we were in the hospital, he goes, well, it's up to you. You know, we're so close, you know, Marcus Jr. or Marley, which one? I'll let you decide. And so I decided Marcus Jr. Okay. Because I figured that was so close. He was born on the 19th. Okay. So 2 days. And a boy. So yeah. Oh yeah, he had to be a junior at that point.
That's all right.
Yeah, so Marcus Jr.
Okay, that's October
19th.
19th. Okay. Very good. All right. So now Marcus lived here on the coast. He just went to school where?
Yes, at USM in Hattiesburg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, most
and what's funnier is his parents met at USM and my parents met at USM. So yeah, now we met at USM. So now our son has to go to USM. Okay. His wife is at USM. Right.
Okay. Well, do you want to tell me any funny stories about your parents, about your family as siblings or anything? Any good story? We know your grandmother from back in the day, and we knew your great grandmother. That used to live up in Florida. She was
Grandma B.
Yeah, she was a very good friend of ours.
Oh, good.
Because we used to live in Florida.
Oh yeah, okay. I have a few friends from Florida too, from high school. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah, my family was extremely excited.
And how many siblings are there?
For me, I have 3 sisters.
Okay.
And Marcus, my husband, has 2 brothers.
Okay.
So he only has brothers, and I only
You
have
only
sisters.
have sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, the experience afterwards was very good. She came and checked on us a few times, and I actually moved up my 6-week appointment to like 3 or 4 weeks, just so I could meet with her one last time before she left. But yeah, and the after process was cool. It was good too. I was taken aback by like the breastfeeding thing.
Okay.
It was very it wasn't harder than labor. I won't say that, but it was just so different. I guess because the other stuff I expected, when the breastfeeding part came, and like all of a sudden now my breast hurt and things like that. It's like, what is going on? So that was like, I didn't really cry during labor or any other, but when I got home and my breasts were engorged, I cried. I was like, this is unbearable. So yeah, but I was able to breastfeed, and so I was able to deliver him, no epidural or anything. Oh, another part about it that I really liked was, and I would do it going forward. I would probably say like an hour after we had him, it was just us. Like
just a family.
Yes, just
new little family.
Yes, it was just us, and I liked that. And we had delayed cord clamping, so they didn't cut the cord for probably like, I would say like 30 or 45 minutes or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's something new that I wasn't.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be benefits and stuff to it, and even like just bonding and stuff. Like from the very beginning, I didn't really want them to like, after I had the baby, for them to just like take them and do stuff to them. I just really didn't want that. Like I wanted to, after I had them, just to bond and, you know, us have our time first. And I don't know. I feel like that helped with breastfeeding. Okay. Because he never had a problem. It could have just been that he was just
he never bit you.
Yeah. Well, he is now, but yeah. I mean, he latched, and you know, everything just fine. And I don't know. I feel like those things help. Like, you know, just the bonding and stuff that we were able to do right after having him, and like even to give him a bath and stuff. Like we delayed on all of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like they wiped him down and stuff, you know, to get the majority of stuff off of him. But like washing him and stuff, I don't think he got a bath until like the next day or something like that. Okay. So yeah, we enjoyed like the whole process of it, everything about it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Miss Shaw, was she, you say, a midwife or nurse midwife?
Nurse midwife.
Midwife. Okay. Very good.
Yeah, she was a nurse midwife.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm hoping for our next one we can
do the same.
Yeah. And I know people say every pregnancy was different, but I truly did have like I feel like just such a blessed pregnancy. Like it was just not much sickness, and you know. Do
you still have contacts with Miss Shaw?
Not often. You know what? I just started thinking about her recently because he's about to be 6 months, and it made me think about the fact that I wanted to invite her to his first birthday party. So, but I hadn't really talked to her since then. Okay, but you do have like a telephone number? Yeah, and that's what I liked about her too. Like, she gave us her cell phone number, so when I went into labor and all that kind of stuff, we just text her, and you know, was able to just call her personally to kind of contact her about what was going on and stuff. Okay. So I enjoyed that part. So yeah, I do still have her phone number. Okay. You mind giving it to me? Is it my phone? Look her up. Yeah. We're looking at all the midwives that worked in Mississippi. We're trying to spot them and see what their experience was here. And we see that they've got a Friends website, Midwives. Friends of Midwives website. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know about that. That's how I went on and found Miss Buffkin, Stacy Buffkin. And I had interviewed another one
Miss Thickpen.
Okay.
Is a member of that organization.
Where is she located?
Thickpen was doing central Mississippi,
Okay.
around Jackson and other surrounding counties.
Mm-hmm.
So they are in the North Mississippi. There's one major one in North Mississippi. Then they're in the 3rd district, and then they're in the Central District. They're in District 2, and on the coast.
Okay.
So they cover the area,
Okay.
and they're keeping the midwifery program going. It's a
Good.
live
Good.
midwives
Personally, I think that a lot of people aren't very educated on it.
Right.
And I think that if people, not saying that it works for everybody, but if people would take the time to like really research it and really kind of get more information on it, they may decide not to, but I think a lot of people would decide to, go that route. But I think that it's just been such a stigma placed on it, like to feel like, just because people are doctors that they're better than, people, midwives or nurse midwives, So, I think that about a lot of different things, a lot of different interventions and different things. If people researched it, I think more people would be, open to doing those things. And at least if they weren't open to doing those things, they wouldn't have the stigma that they have now.
Right.
Even like I said, that we cloth diaper. It's such a stigma with that too. Like people feel like it's so much work, or that it's just, so different and strange. But I think if people, just really looked into what it would take to do it and what,
So you're still using your cloth diapers?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And how long do you plan to?
Till he's out of diapers.
Okay.
Because now, the way they make them, they go from like newborn to when they're out of diapers. So,
yeah. Okay.
And then we're able to just keep them for the next one.
Yeah.
So, I think that, the experience, especially if you have a healthy pregnancy, that, it's definitely could be an option. We would be open to have it at home, have our next, child at home if, it would be covered.
Yeah.
But even the fact that here that type of thing isn't covered. And I think that has to do with that stigma that, midwives don't know, or, that it would be dangerous, or, things like that. But I don't necessarily think that. I think, if you have a healthy pregnancy, it's something that you should kind of...
And it helps, too, to have a partner that loves the idea as well.
Oh, yeah. He was on board. He was definitely on board. He actually more so wanted to have, our child here for the first one more so than I did.
Okay. Tell me about his family.
His family is from Bay St. Louis. His dad is originally from Bay St. Louis. His mom is originally from Prentice, Mississippi.
Okay.
Like I say, they met in USM as well. And he comes from a big family around here, and just very supportive, and
use midwives too.
Yeah. Actually, where our house is, before we had a cousin, I believe, or he had a cousin, I believe, that lived on this same land that came over and was, telling us about it, and I don't know how it came up, some kind of way. He was telling us about midwives and how they were used back then, and just different little stories about it. So, definitely come from, times where people would use midwives. So, but yeah, things have just changed so much. That switch has happened where people feel like you have to have a doctor, or that things aren't going to be okay if you don't have a doctor, and nobody else knows what to do other than a doctor.
Yeah.
Which, I hear anyway that the nurses do most of the work even when you have a doctor. So I definitely would trust the nurse,
Yeah.
to take care of you. You know, I think the doctors just come when you push. I don't know. I didn't have a doctor, but that's what I heard.
Okay.
You know, that's what they do.
So you didn't even have a doctor to attend you at all, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just her. And I mean, I don't even think that really any other nurses or anything came in. They may have came in like towards the bit, like when he was almost out, like just as someone to handle things and stuff like that. But the majority of the time, it was just her and us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when she got there, which was good. Other than in the beginning, like when I was, you know, early in labor, you know, she wasn't there yet, so some of the other nurses would just come in to check, see how dilated I was and stuff like that. And they really just let me do my thing. Like, they just let me labor. They didn't really bother me. It wasn't a lot of them. I just kind of, just me and my husband, really, for the majority of the time.
That's beautiful. Now, you mentioned the cost and the insurance. Do you know how much it costs?
I don't. My insurance covered. I did some program through my insurance where it covered like pretty much everything. All I had to do was like do some little online classes and like have a phone call with a nurse, and it was like these different little checkpoints that I had to do. And after I completed that, then they would cover like the majority of the pregnancy, so the delivery and stuff. So no, I don't know how much it was, but they covered the midwife too. So just like they covered doctor, they covered the midwife. They just wouldn't cover her to do it at home. She didn't do them at home.
Yeah, it was just at home. I see.
So so as long as we had it at the hospital, then they were fine with it being a midwife, which is good. So yeah, it's a great experience.
That is beautiful. Can you think of anything else that you want to share? Anything?
Nothing I can think of.
You think you want to have some more, but not right now, right?
I think I want to, we for sure, that's what my father-in-law was saying on his way out, like 1 of 8, because my husband wants like 6 kids. He's always wanted a big family. He comes from a big family. Okay. So,
must be 8 of them, huh?
Oh, yeah, his dad has a lot of brothers and sisters, but, yeah, so we plan to have more kids. Okay. But now that I just found out, like probably 3 or 4 days ago, that I got into law school. Okay. So we're gonna wait. Yeah. We're gonna wait a little while. Beautiful. So, beautiful. But yeah, excited for the future and everything, and just watching them grow, and it's just been such an amazing experience. It's like beautiful. So surreal. Yeah. After you know, delivery and everything, it was just like such a surreal experience. Like, just can't believe that happened. Like, it was, like, seriously, how I felt like that actually happened. There's a little baby here. Like,
makes it special for
oh
you
my
and
goodness.
your partner.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, even now when I look at him, how big he is, I'm like, man, at one point you were little and in my stomach. Like, and now you're just, like, it just blows my mind. That's beautiful. Yeah, how good God is and how that all works and happens so perfectly. It has to happen perfectly to happen like that, you know? Yeah. So for him to be able to grow and eat, and, so it was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it all. Beautiful. Yeah. My husband too.
Yeah. Yes, I can tell he was one happy camper.
Oh goodness. he thinks he has it all figured out. He is definitely one of those. Like, he feels like he has it all figured out. He got it. Beautiful.
That is beautiful. Well, I thank you so much for this interview. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.